Hello and welcome to another BlenderWiz video tutorial. This is the 7th part of the 1957 Ford Thunderbird tutorial series. In this episode, we will start by reworking the bumper, then we'll make the door handle, the hood scoop, the front grille, a mustache grille, and finish off with the tail lights. So switch to the back. Let's go into back view mode. I'm going to actually hide most of the car. That way we have a nice clean view to work with. So let's import a plane, go into top view mode, cut it in half, delete these side vertices, add a modifier, mirror modifier. Let's turn on clipping. Okay, and then let's see. Actually, let's slide these over. I want to duplicate this vertex here and just model out this shape right in there. It's kind of a hexagon. Okay, and this will just make us form that nicely. So let's just bring that one up. Okay. Now if we go and put a face in there, let's see. Right, like that. Okay. And we just can run this along the edge there. Let's fill that one in. Obviously this is way too thick, so let's just bring this back up along the Y. Yeah, we need to bring that back toward the car. Okay, so something like that is looking pretty good. Let's bring this loop and these vertices out ever so slightly. Let's bring out this loop a little bit more. Okay, I'm not sure if this works, but if we hit I, we can actually create a, I don't even know what it's called, but it's pretty cool. I like it. So instead of hitting E, we can hit I, and it will kind of create this circular loop cut, and we can work with that. Just pull that back in, and there's our tail light. Let's give this a subsurf modifier and start sharpening things up a bit more though. So let's see. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to look like because I haven't really worked on one of these cars, but I think something like this should be okay. Let's set it to smooth shading. But actually, I kind of want to pull these vertices out ever so slightly. I think we need to recalculate the normals though, and that will clean some things up. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I I don't like these vertices in here though. Let's clean this up. So someone suggested that we use the dissolve. I'm gonna try that, but so far that has only given me n-gons. Oops. So select. Yeah, that gives a really big n-gon, and that's not quite what we want. So let's just merge them. Let's see. Last. Oops. Okay, and then I'm just going to actually delete those vertices because we can. And I think it's a little bit faster just to go like that, then continue merging. Okay. Nope. Okay, so there we go, a nice little tail light hole. Not really sure what light goes in there, but the old cars have them, so we should probably put that in. Got a little bit more we should probably do, like the, let's see, bring this one down. Bring these across. Yeah, we need to put in the little hole where the license plate goes. So let's do that. I think we just put in a loop cut there. Let's scale this along the X, bring it in. I don't know how big a license plate is, so we can just switch into face mode. And pretty much this part is up to your imagination. I'm just gonna kind of slide it back, or maybe forward, and then slide it forward, then bring it in. Actually, no. I don't know. This part's up to you. Okay. Maybe bring it back. Don't see how a license plate could fit in there. Never mind. I'd have to look at more license plate housings. I think most of them are kind of inlaid though, so I'm just gonna quickly do that now then. Something kind of like that should work. Let's throw in another loop cut to sharpen things up. One more there. Okay, so that should be good enough. Okay, let's go ahead and bring under this last little bit here though. Kind of forgot to do that. Let's see, so let's just pull this across along the X, like so. Okay, and then let's connect those four there. Let's see, how are we going to connect these? Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's bring another loop cut back there. Bring this across. I think we need one more right there. Let's throw in another loop cut there. What I'm really trying to do right now is just create quads so that we can line our bumper plate, not bumper plate, whatever it's called, license plate holder can be connected nicely. Okay, so let's just bring this one across now too. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need another one right there. Oops. Okay. There we go. I think we need to sharpen up right under here a little bit more, and that looks pretty good. Okay. So there is the completed bumper. So let's get going on the door handles next. So we don't really have much to work with here, so let's try to make the best of it. So let's just import a plane. Let's scale it down, scale it down. Rotate it along the Y by 90 degrees. Let's just bring it in. Okay. Now it seems that this car does not have a door lock down here, which a lot of the references have shown that they do. So I'm not really sure what to do about that, but we'll just make the best of it. Let's just scale this up. Get that one in there too. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's just bring it outside of the car. Okay. Maybe if we pull this back along the X. Actually, I want to throw in a loop cut there. Don't know if I is... Yeah, cool. I like that insert faces command. It's kind of fun. And we can just bring that in. I think just for the sake of making this faster, I'm going to put the door lock right inside the car, or in the door handle. So let's just do that. Not really sure what that's going to look like, but it should look fine. I want to delete that center vertice though. Let's see, so let's bring that in. Actually, no. Bring it in along the X. We're right now creating that crease that's going to go between the door lock and the outside, or the handle. So let's put one in there. Okay. Now we're not going to go into huge amounts of detail on this, so we're not going to have like a key shape or anything. It's just going to kind of come together. Although I think we could, not without too much work. Yeah, let's actually do that. So scale along the y-axis down to 0. Let's bring these top guys. We're just squaring up the vertices, so that way we can create a nice rectangular shape. Okay. And this, of course, is the keyhole. And yeah. let's quickly subdivide that. Whoops. There we go. That's a nice little keyhole right there. Wow, those are off. Okay. We'll have to do a little bit more work on that after we do the subsurf modifier, but as for now, that looks pretty good. So let's finish up on the rest of the door handle. So let's just bring this back. I'm going to hide the door right now, or the rest of the car right now. Okay. Okay. Don't like that we lose a vertice in here. So to bring it back, we can use the cut tool or the knife tool. Oops. So just click and click, and according to this, I think we hit E. Whoa. No. Stop. Okay, let's see. I don't really use this tool that much, but it looks kind of cool. And okay, so we hit spacebar to confirm the cut. Okay, sweet. So that's pretty cool. Let's remove doubles. I think, there we go. Yep. We just need to line that up, I think. Okay. Something like that should be good. And then we can just bring this into the door and pull this along the X just to smooth it out a bit. Okay, let's throw in a subsurf modifier now. Let's pull this out, give it kind of a handle shape. Sharpen that up, sharpen that one up. Okay, kind of want to separate out the keyhole. I feel kind of like we should have probably used a circle here, but it shouldn't matter too much. I mean, we can just pull things out. Good enough. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so selecting these ones, if we hit plus, I think hit P, that'll separate our keyhole out, and then we can just sharpen this hole up. Oops, nope. There you go. Now if we unhide our keyhole, we can probably just remove the modifier. Nah, I like the modifier more. Let's just sharpen things up, like so. Okay. That looks pretty good. So there is a door handle. For this next bit, we're going to be working on the grill that goes in the hood scoop. To be quite honest, I don't really like the hood. It looks different than the rest of the car, but I'm not going to rip it off because that's kind of drastic. So I'm going to leave it for now, but if it becomes a problem, we'll be replacing it again. But anyway, so let's start working on the hood scoop. It goes right inside of this little area right there. But first, it appears that this whole section right here comes forward a little bit more than we have it modeled as. So let's sharpen that up a little bit. Okay. And now, if we come in, not with that one, duplicate that inner side, or that inner place, separate it. Let's hide the hood now. Now we have a nice place to put our grill. So let's hide everything else and just work on this little thing. So it has the center. Actually, I want to put in a loop cut right there. It has this center column. Which is really pretty skinny, so let's make it skinnier. Let's delete these faces. Okay. Now it really doesn't matter that we have this big hole here because, to be completely honest, no one's going to see it. It's kind of squished between the hood and the car, so no one's ever actually going to see that area. So let's just tighten this up a little bit more. Okay. Let's throw in a few loop cuts. So that's looking pretty good. Set it to shading or smooth shading. Let's recalculate the normals. So that's looking pretty good. Again. What I want to do now is create a plane. Let's scale it down. Turn off clipping. There we go. Okay. Actually, it doesn't really matter. And then for these, I just want to bring them to the front. Let's extrude that down and back. And these are just going to be the little fins that go inside. Okay. And let's just bring that all the way across and back. let's just throw in a loop cut there, tighten it up in the middle, loop cut there. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's select that, duplicate it, bring it down, do that again. And just try to make them even. That's what these loop cuts are for. They just tell us where to position everything. And then we can hide this little bit that sticks out in the rest of the hood scoop once we unhide it. Okay, so right like that. Let's unhide our hood and make sure nothing is sticking out that shouldn't be. So let's take these guys there, just pull them out along the Y ever so slightly. Let's also turn up the mean crease a bit, sharpen that up. Okay. Don't know how good that's looking right now. I suppose it looks fine. Yeah, I'm not liking the hood too much, or the hood scoop. The grill looks fine though. So I'll just leave the hood for another time. The hood scoop looks pretty good, so there we go. And actually right before we stop doing this, we'll want to put in kind of another plane right behind it. So let's create a plane, scale it down, rotate it 90 degrees along the X, and this is kind of a teaser. It makes it look like there's more depth behind it, and it blocks the viewer from being able to see what is actually behind it, which is nothing. So when we go to work on this more, it will have a holdout material, so it'll just be black. Pretty fast to calculate. Don't want too many verts on it, so that should be good. Yeah, so there is our little teaser in there. Okay, so there is our little hood scoop grill. Okay, so next we'll be working on the front grill. As we can see here, it's basically just a mesh, or not a mesh, but a lattice. And it shouldn't be that difficult to model. So let's just create a plane. Let's kind of scale it down a little bit. Throw in some loop cuts until things kind of line up. Like that. Okay. And then let's make it the right height. Something like that. Okay. That didn't quite work. We actually need to multiply that by 2. So let's just select everything, hit subdivide, like so, and turn that up. Okay, now comes the fun part. Most of this we can delete. So just delete all of those. All of those. Okay, so we're working with a nice grid here. Let's line that up there. That one there. Let's scale those down along the X. Scale those ones down. Let's actually delete these faces, we don't need them. to figure out the most efficient way of deleting stuff here. That way we can just use arrays. I think we can delete the rest of that. Okay, let's try adding a modifier, an array modifier. Let's hide the rest of the car. So if we just turn that up, those should line up pretty well. And then that'll hide behind the back of the car. Okay. Let's pull that over. Let's throw in another array. This time, instead of moving along the X, it'll move along the Z. Or not. There we go. Let's do -1. Okay. That's okay. They don't have to line up with this reference. The reference probably isn't perfect. Or it isn't perfect, as we have seen before. It should just line up with the rest of the car. Okay. Let's get the rest of the grid in. And then all we have to do is, let's see, we need to give it some depth. Okay, so now we've got a kind of a grid here. Let's kind of line it up. 12, 15. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's pull it back. Obviously it's not fitting, so we have to apply and apply. Let's that looks good. Let's use the proportional editing and just bring this out a little bit. Give it a nice curve. And then this is kind of hard to work with here, but let's actually just remove the doubles now and delete what we don't need. Oops. So those ones are fine. Let's turn off proportional editing. And delete faces. I don't think anyone's really going to notice too much if a little bit is missing, but it's always good to make it look nice, at least. So let's do a little bit more proportional editing. Actually, I want to get rid of these ones first. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Just edit until it lines up and is hidden by the frame of the car, or the body. So, a few more to go. So that is looking good. Just like we did for the hood scoop grill, we're going to put in a little teaser behind this grill. So add in a plane, rotate it 90 along the X, scale that down. Let's just rotate it, scale, something kind of like that. Scale along the X. Turn off proportional editing. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. There is the grill for our car. In this next part, we're going to be creating what I call, for lack of a better term, the moustache grill. That is the little chrome piece that goes along the top of the grill, and it gets rid of this gap in between the grill and the body. So right here, we have this nice line that we can work with. Let's just duplicate it, hit P to separate it, and then let's reselect it. Actually, let's hide the body for right now. And then if we just bring this back along the Y, we will pretty much hide the rest of the gaps in the grill. Actually, I want to do that down here too, to the bumper. So let's just select what's in front of the grill, and right like so. Let's pull that back a little bit more. That's looking pretty good. Ooh, let's turn clipping on. There we go. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's go back up to our moustache grill. Let's unhide our car. The moustache grill actually comes out further than the body of the car. So that's right like so. Let's scale that up a bit. Bring it back. Okay, so that looks kind of like that. Let's sharpen it up quickly. Oops, not like that. And actually, we can use this to hide a lot of the defects in the car. So like right there, we can get rid of that edge loop. Actually, we can also get rid of this, not that one, this edge loop too. This will just smooth things out a little bit more. So I want to just bring this one down, bring this one up, maybe fatten it up a bit. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit. So that right there looks like it's sticking out too far. Same with that one. So that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and set the shading to smooth. Recalculate the normals, and that is looking pretty good. So there is our moustache grill. Okay, so next we're going to be working on the tail light. The tail light's pretty cool. It's got this chrome cowling, and then this inner circle that acts as the turn signal or the brake light, and then this inner bullet-shaped cover that is the reverse light indicator. So let's begin by let's duplicate our ring here. Hit P to separate it. Let's select it, and I kind of want to bring it back just a little bit, and then we can just bring it out. And this is going to make up our chrome cowling. So don't bring it out that far. Let's scale that in a little bit, and then bring it back in most of the way into the car, like so. And there's the chrome cowling. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. This is going to make up that outer ring. Let's scale that in, or extrude and then scale in, and then bring it forward and scale it in further, like so. Let's not bring it out of the cowling yet, so it should look something like that. Maybe a little bit smaller. Let's extrude, scale that in. I want to create a ring here. Okay, something like that. And now we're going to start working on that bullet shape. So just bring that out. Now obviously this is way too pronounced, so let's just scale that along the Y, bring that in, maybe a little bit more, something kind of like that. Okay, so this is pretty well ready to go. We need to clean it up a little bit, so let's add some loop cuts there, there. Let's add an outer loop cut here, inner one. Where is that? Nope. Right there. Okay. Let's add a loop cut there, a loop cut there. Let's add some loop cuts in our crease there. Okay. So there is a pretty good looking little tail light. Let's set it to smooth shading. Make sure that there aren't any issues. Actually, I kind of want to scale that up a little bit. So just bring that up, something like that. I almost feel like instead of having the crease go in, I want to have kind of another cowling separate them, and that'll be a chrome cowling. This is really just artist decision. It's up to you. You can leave it. If you do want to create the crease, or the outer cowling, or the inner cowling, I don't know what it's called. Those aren't the right places. Let's just take that outer one there, duplicate it, EY. Let's just scale it along the Y, bring it back in just so slightly, and then we need to fill in those faces. So hit Control I, hide the rest, and start filling in faces. Actually, let's just... No. Let's delete that edge. Let's take that outer edge, select the vertices, hide them. Let's go into front view mode, or rear view mode, sorry. And just fill in those faces like so. Oops. Okay. So now we have a nice little cowling in there. Let's unhide it. Something weird happened there. I think it's trying to connect something that we don't want connected. Let's hide that. Delete this edge loop. Delete, hey, Blender, delete that edge loop. Basically just delete all these edge loops and make it look flat again. It is still trying to do something here. I don't like it. Hey. Come on. I think it's actually just trying to merge the vertices, but it's not supposed to be. So that's annoying. We'll just keep deleting edge loops until we fix it. Or we don't ever fix it. Let's see. So we got this edge in here. That's not good. Okay. So that looks good. Let's throw in a loop cut there, loop cut there. Don't think it requires much more. Set it to smooth, and there we go. Now we've got a nice cowling, two nice cowlings. Let's select the outline. I just want to bring it out a little bit more, make it more pronounced. Okay, so there we go. We've got a nice inner backup light, a brake light, nice outer cowling. Overall, a nice little tail light. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to BlenderWiz if you haven't already, and share it with your friends. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to you on that. Also, if you disliked the video, please leave a comment on what left you feeling dissatisfied. Thank you for watching. Did you know that BlenderWiz has a website, a Facebook page, and a Tumblr? Don't forget to check them out if you haven't